Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another video from TW White & Sons Mazda. Okay, we took this in part exchange this morning. This is a Mazda 2 1.5 launch edition. Now I had to have a real think about the launch edition because I've been in the Mazda world 20 years, and I had to cast my memory back to the launch edition vehicles, which are basically based on a Mazda 2 Sports. This is a 1.5. You've got the sport wheels, okay, you've got the fog lights at the front, and all the sport trimmings. I've probably missed something out, and I'll have to refer back to my old brochures, but yeah, it's basically a sport Mazda 2. So we're really excited about having this car. We took it in past against the CX-3, in case you were curious. So the previous owners are really delighted with the Mazda brand. They didn't buy this from us new, but as I say, we're really delighted to have it in our used car offering. They're all 5-door. This is presented in Snowflake White, which is a pearlescent colour, white. You've got parking sensors. You've got a very good sized boot, which is, I would say, family friendly, so you could fit pushchairs and bits and pieces in. There is space there if you wanted a spare wheel. A lot of cars these days, I say the majority of cars supplied in the UK don't have a spare wheel, but there is space for one should you require one. You've got 60-40 split rear seats, and this parcel shelf will pull out should you need the extra space. Now the two outer seats have got ISOFIX anchorages, so very handy for the if you've got kids with those ISOFIX seats. I don't have one, I've just got the normal one for my son that goes round, but these are useful. I know my sisters use them. Good accessibility to rear of the car. Yeah, so good practical vehicle. All right, now you've got this sort of blue with the outer parts of the seats in black cloth, all in really good condition. There's no like wear or premature wear on the vehicle. Now I've just remembered, being the launch edition, you don't have keyless entry, which the Sport has, so that is one feature that is different. So it's like an SEL model, but you've got a few sport bits on it, I think including those fog lights. So let's take you to the inside of the car. And I just also want to point out, the previous owner said that the tyres were quite recent, and they do look quite recent. And also the wheels, I don't know how he's done this, but the wheels are unmarked. So they're in lovely condition. Normally, the wheels are all curbed. But yeah, no, they're lovely, lovely unmarked. There's a tiny little parking dent here, which we shall have sorted. I've already spoken to my paintless dent guy who'll come round on Monday or Tuesday and do that for me. You've also got privacy glass for the rear windows. So you've got automatic wipers, you've got auto folding wing mirrors. Now this car is really big on safety, even though it's 6 years old. You've got lane departure warning, which will warn you if you to veer out of a lane without indicating. You've got an engine start stop system, which will turn your engine off and switch back on as you go to move away, which will ultimately be kinder to the environment, but it will also save you money because it will be using no fuel when the car is switched off. Traction control system to help prevent you skidding around and stay on the road as safely as possible. And you've got a tyre pressure monitoring system, which will warn you should your tyre pressures fall 4 psi or more. So it will flag up on the dash to prompt you to check your tyres. I think that's a wonderful system because I myself, if the tyre had lost 5 psi, for example, of air, it wouldn't look soft, probably wouldn't drive any different, but it will affect your driving in terms of your braking, fuel consumption and general safety of the car. And we will be putting the car through the workshop, through our Mazda workshop, and the car will be prepared to the correct standards. Anything that requires doing will be done. Now there was a recall on these Mazda 2s for their air conditioning. This one has obviously been done because the air conditioning is ice cold, and that it is really effective, and you've got a really effective heater. I've tried them both out today. Steering column goes up and down, all right. You've got automatic lights. That was something on the launch edition, and automatic wipers. It's coming back to me now. You've got cruise control. You've got volume controls here. Info. Look at that. This car has been averaging 50.4 mpg. 50.4 mpg, an average speed of 31 mph. Now, that's brilliant. That's excellent. And you'd also be happy to know, I hope so anyway, that the road tax on this car now, it's either 20 or 30 pounds. So unlike Mazda 2s that were registered after the 1st of April 2017, which road tax is 155 pounds, this car almost has these grandfather sort of rates of tax. So 20 or 30 pounds, I forget what it is, but it is either 20 or 30 pounds. So I'd be buying an earlier Mazda 2 because I know 155 versus 30 or 20, you know, on the grand scale of things isn't that much, but every penny counts. And I do know, it's just nice to have a car with that low tax banding. The car is very well equipped with this touchscreen infotainment system, but that only works when the car is stationary. So I would get used to using the infotainment system here. So you've got an apps page, okay, which has got fuel economy monitor, maintenance, warning, guidance. You can actually add a couple of apps there, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. They come as a pair. It's a £300 option, okay. If you want it with a car, we can come to some sort of deal and upgrade the car before collection. All right, so it's 300. I think that is the discounted price. So if that's something you want, it can be done. Then you've got entertainment here, so you've got DAB radio, FM, AM, AHA Stitcher are apps, and then you've got Bluetooth and USB 1 and 2 down here, which will charge your phone or device, but also read data. So you've got music on a stick, you can play it off there. AHA and Stitcher internet app channels, I've never actually used them. Bluetooth really is enough for me, and DAB. If you're not familiar with DAB, I think it's the future. I do think a lot of FM channels will switch off and just go straight over to this, exclusively to this here, because you've got a lot more choice, like absolute 80s, absolute 90s, mellow, magic, you know, loads of things, loads of genres. I think there's something for everyone from all over the world on there. Once you've paired up your phone, you can stream any music from your phone or anything from Spotify, YouTube, etc. It'll also download your phone book, your call lists, dialed, missed, received calls. And if you have an Android phone, it will also read your text messages to you. The car has a very comprehensive sat-nav system. Put your postcode in and off you go. Now, it's always confusing because you have to go to town and then put your postcode in and off you go. Okay, it's got some great systems as well. You can see things in the area, find places, so you could search for I don't know, fuel stations, got topical that around here, and it will give you the direction, the make, the company, and the direction and the distance. If you set up a Wi-Fi hotspot from your phone, which you can do very easily, uses a very small amount of data, you also get fuel prices that will come up here. You get live traffic updates and amongst other things. Right, so moving on, settings. So you can turn this off. Smart city braking, lane departure. So I've explained the lane departure, so you can change some settings of that in there. All right. Smart city braking. That is a braking system that will intervene should you get too close to an object in front. I think it works under 20 miles an hour. No, it does work under 20 or 19 miles an hour. So I'll give you a scenario. It's a hot day. You're in traffic. It's stop, start, stop, start. You're getting really bored. You're looking out the window. Look, there's two nice dogs there. You're admiring the dogs. And you're creeping up on the car in front. Providing you're not steering, you're not accelerating, braking, so the car believes there's no driver input, it will apply the brakes. Okay, so it's a wonderful system because it's recognised by insurance companies, because a lot of accidents statistically happen under 20 miles an hour. So it should reflect in your insurance premium. You've got a wonderful sound system. It sounds brilliant. I don't really need any more. I remember as a youngster, I used to upgrade my sound systems. These are great. I think they're great at standard. You've got a GPS synced clock, so you never have to set the time. It's set by the satellites in the sky. You've got rain sensing wipers. You've got some nice features for lighting, like leaving home lights and coming home lights. So when you leave the house and you open the car, the lights will stay on till you get to the car. And coming home lights, look, it's set for 30 seconds. You can adjust that, of course. So when you lock the car at night, the lights will stay on for 30 seconds to give you sort of safe passage to the house. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi management there, and you've got system settings here, temperature, Fahrenheit, Celsius, etc, etc. All right, so this is a very well equipped little car. It's safe, it's roomy, it's super economical, it's got low tax, so those running costs are kept to a minimum. It's ideal for somebody who's recently passed their tests, because the insurance grouping is very low. But I must say, age groups for the age ranges on this car go from sort of 18 all the way up to, well, we've got some very elderly customers. So it's a car that's fit for all, really. And I would not hesitate to get in this car and drive to Scotland, across Europe. I'd do any journey in this car than I would in any other car. It's not one of those sort of city cars that are really not designed for the long journeys. You don't feel intimidated on the motorway. So the car will go through the workshop. It will come with a Mazda ZZ Plus Mazda used car warranty with 12 months roadside assistance and MOT insurance for the first 12 months. So if you're on the next MOT, if the car did fail, there are certain items that will be covered. Part exchange is extremely welcome, no matter what you have. I know there's a lot of people advertising, get a better deal, sell your part exchange first, etc. You'll get the best deal with a part exchange. Come and see us. We'll do you a great deal. Let us know what you've got. Do check out those prices that you see online. So you know you've got an idea and you know you're being treated fairly. But we do our utmost to treat people fairly, to make this experience as enjoyable as possible. Do try us at any time of day. We appreciate that a lot of people, certainly people like myself, will be looking at cars outside normal working hours. I am a bit of a surfer on the internet looking at cars. May not be buying anything, but I do like to look at cars outside, in the evenings. Drop us an email. You can even call us. We probably won't answer outside business hours if we're not there, but if you leave a voicemail, we will pick that up and we will call you back. Or go through our live chat channel. But email's probably the best out of working hours. But as I say, second best would probably be the voicemail. So thank you very much for watching the video. I hope it's been useful. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Bye-bye.